Hey everyone, welcome. Grassroots Podcast, we are back. Be sure to subscribe, hit the notification button, be notified for our latest and the greatest episodes, as well as make sure to get in tune and join our Discord where we talk about all things gaming and culture. I am one of the hosts, Brandon Killabh Hall.
I am the regular Nas.
I'm Wylson.
And what's up, everyone? It's Chris.
Hey, so we're here today. So before we start, there's a lot of topics to cover today. Some of them I'm sure we'll go in depth as always, but before we proceed with the episode, Grassroots and Chris, we would all like to, pay our respects to King Von. So I'll let you take it away, Chris.
So unfortunately, King Von, up and coming rapper from Chicago, was shot and killed outside of Atlanta Hookah Lounge on that Friday at 3:30 in the morning. It's another sad death for the culture. Another rough year with another important person in the culture lost. Me personally, I wasn't too aware of his music, but I do know a lot of my younger cousins did listen to him, so I know he really resonated with the younger crowd. But it's just unfortunate that we lost another one.
Yeah, I agree. We were saying this in pre-production that I found that a lot of people didn't know who King Von was, and I guess maybe just because my nieces and nephews or younger kids maybe. But when I saw it, I was like, wait, huh? It's like, wow. And then when it was confirmed, I was like, oh man, that's crazy. Like, I wasn't expecting that. Like a young kid, like all of the kids love him. Like it's like that was their artist, I guess, of their generation of sorts, where he was on the come up. And, it's very, very unfortunate. So, definitely want to send prayers and condolences to his family, definitely.
So aside from the loss, being the obvious, really sad part about it, something that I saw academics had posted about the death. And I saw in the comments, 6ix9ine had posted some crying, laughing emojis or whatever. They can take him back to jail now, yo. The fuck out of here. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
I mean, not
that's
for
crazy,
nothing. Just we're not going to talk about him, but you can start to see when someone's asking for some sort of resolution internally, if that makes any sense. Like,
well, he's been absent from Instagram, and then all of a sudden you come back to laugh at somebody's death. Get out of here.
No, you're missing what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he could be putting himself in harm's way or doing these things purposely. That's an internal thing. You got to look deeper into that. That's very internal. Think about it. That kid just lost his life. Where's the connection? Maybe we know, maybe we don't. But the fact that you go out of your way to spew out that type of venom, like, nah, we're not gonna. I don't even want to talk about that. That's not even. You know what I mean? Like, that's not.
So
what
are you trying?
today.
So are you saying that he's trying to commit suicide by gangster?
I don't know. I'm just saying that just doesn't. It's a waste of energy. And that energy, when people try to exude that type of energy, there's obviously some deep rooted issues there with him. And I think again he has been putting himself in harm's way. Clearly. Yeah. So, but we off that. What was I gonna say? Okay, so we can obviously start with the 2020 presidential election, specifically President-elect Joe Biden, VP Kamala Harris. Congratulations to the cabinet or to their future cabinet when they put it together. I'm happy for the future, only just because of I really liked Biden's speech, and I believed it, especially when he spoke a lot about just like, hey, I don't see red and blue states. I see U.S. citizens. That for me, I love that. Like, it made me smile. It made me feel like, yeah, all right, maybe we can do some things different. Now, I know that's just talk, right? Like, if we're keeping it a buck, it's not that simple to be able to say, oh no, I don't see red and I don't see blue. We're gonna come together. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. How do you gentlemen feel?
Oh, sorry, I guess it's on me.
I'll go next.
First off, I know our people probably noticed that E isn't around. She had a severe typewriting accident, jammed up her finger. So she's out of commission for a while. But for the election, listen, man, I was looking at it and I don't know what to believe anymore. I mean, honestly, I heard that Will Smith's pops voted. I heard that Joe Frazier voted in Pennsylvania too. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I hope that President-elect Joe Biden just takes the wheel and our country can move forward. But I came to the realization yesterday that for all the crap a lot of people talk about this country, about how we're not progressive and how racist we are, and how stagnant our way of thinking is. In my lifetime, I've seen a black male become president, and I've seen a brown female become VP. Mm-hmm. I can't name a European country that has done it, because that's what a lot of so-called progressives like to compare America. Oh, well, in Europe they do this. In Europe they do that. And Europe is so much further ahead than the U.S. Mm-hmm. I call bullshit.
Yeah,
because my country is rocking out with. We had Barack Obama for 8 years, and now Kamala Harris, who is an Indian, African American or Caribbean American,
Jamaican,
woman. Like, name me another country that had that. And honestly, I hope Biden does well. I hope Trump leaves with some sort of dignity. But I do like if Andrew Wang and Tulsi Gabbard had a ticket, that they would have had my vote. I would have showed up.
Listen.
Yang, my fault.
I was going to say,
my fault, Chris.
He said Golf Wang. Golf Wang.
No, Tulsi. Listen, that ticket right there. If he would have spoke at the debates like he did on TV a couple of days ago, a lot more people would have been behind him.
Andrew wasn't ready, I don't think. Andrew,
neither was Trump.
Neither was Trump, but I think Andrew was presidential. I think Andrew could fill those shoes at some point. I think when he started to kind of get momentum, especially going and running for, or attempting to run for presidential, taking a presidential run, I think that he couldn't compete with those people that were doing the showmanship of promoting better, like the Trumps of the world that are going around and creating havoc, and even Biden Harris, even that back and forth that they had, which great. I'm happy that they resolved it, but like even that, everyone had a part in when you're running in an election. I think that he couldn't really keep up, but I do think that Andrew would be a really, 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 really strong fit. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad at it.
So in my area, yesterday, they literally blocked off the streets so that people could celebrate in the streets the whole entire day. And as people rejoiced and danced in the streets, I stood perplexed, because they're celebrating the fact that, we got Trump out of office because he represents racism, and he stirred up the racial tension in America. But his replacements are two people with a documented history of hurting Black people. Now, for me, that seems ironic. Seems like somebody wrote it. It's almost satire. But the most perplexing part, that's even more crazy to me, is the fact that they received 87% of the Black vote. Now, in a perfect world, the Democrats.
Okay. Biden Harris.
Yeah. Now, in a perfect world, which I know it can't be, but in my book, this is the way how it gets written. We hold our vote. We hold our vote so that Democrats know you can't run two people like this. Now, I know that, certain people are going to tell you, oh, but if you don't vote, you're not participating, this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other. But throwing away your vote to the same exact party every single time, you're not fighting anything. You're not standing for nothing. We are the only racial demographic that does that.
Yeah, but what other options are there?
See,
what other options are there?
The other option is to not vote. Make your vote count. When you don't, because listen, when you withhold your vote, you can make demands. But if they already know how you're going to vote, all they got to do is rock you to bed, rock you to sleep.
Sweet chin music.
Yes, talk sweet to you. They already know where your vote is going and then give you nothing.
That is correct. Now, hold on. I just want to add something.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead. Well, go ahead. Rock out. Go ahead. Rock out.
All I'm gonna say is to vote in an unjust system is complicity with said unjust system. That's all I'm saying. And your ancestors didn't die for you to vote. You know what I'm saying? They didn't fight for you just to have a vote. They fought for the vote because they weren't allowed to vote. But now we're past that. Now that we're allowed to vote, how about we make our vote count and we don't just throw it away? If they're going to give us 3 candidates or 4 candidates that we don't agree with, let's hold up and let's start making demands. That's all I'm saying. But I don't want to raid on nobody's parade. Congratulations to Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying? Apparently 87% of Black people are actually Black because they voted for you. and rock on, brother.
I think you made strong points, but I think given where we are climate-wise, you can't make those big decisions to shift like that the way the government has been set up for centuries. Like, I think, and I think also, aside from all of the stuff that you brought up with the documentation and complicity, I think it's very telling that red states flip blue. I think that's very telling. I think that even Trump supporters saw that, hey, a change needed to happen. Like, you have openly aggressive people that hate Democrats or hate the Democratic Party, I should say, now saying, hey, no, this doesn't even make sense. Like,
is that what you saw? Is that because what I saw was that seems like a lot of California, the liberals in California ran from that state, moved to Nevada, Arizona, and West Texas, and then registered to vote, and then voted for the same things that they just ran from.
That's a lot of moving. That's a lot of conspiracy.
Yeah. Have you seen California? Have you seen California recently?
But hold on. So I was looking at some facts, right? I'm gonna read off some stuff that I thought was interesting. So in 2016, 52% of Republicans and 54% of Democrats said they were more enthusiastic than usual about voting in the presidential election. In this year's election, they took those same statistics and it read out like this. In 2020, 75% of Republicans and 80% of Democrats say they are more enthusiastic yet again about voting in the presidential election. I say all that to say that it's always going to be very, very close. We're always going to have this kind of divide when it comes to a political view and how the government should be run. And I think Joe touched on that, in his speech. But he himself is saying, hey, and that's the difference. And that's why it's presidential. I like that he didn't take shots at Trump. I like that he said, hey, I know that we have our differences, but let's try to fix things. This is the time to heal. Like, I feel like that's important. I feel like that's missed. Forget all of the vibrato. Forget all of the semantics, all of the parlor games, all of the marketing strategies, all of the ploys. You have a president saying, hey, let's try to fix things. Whatever that looks like, let's go and work together. For me, that speaks volumes. Well, like, forget and for me, I feel like I don't know. I just feel like it's like how we've been saying, I guess it's the better of the two evils, the way you try to look at things. I just think that America in general, be it one of the largest voting percentages ever for Biden in presidential history, I just think that something changed. Like, it no matter which way you shape it, how many people, what was the number on that, Chris? Like 80 million or something like that? Like, the amount of people that voted Like people had enough, whether you say it, all of the semantics of dead people voting, all this, until that there's facts, we talking about just what it is. There's a system.
Well, hold on.
Hold on.
Yeah, my
There's
fault.
a system. They ran through the system. President-elect Harris and Biden, they won, and that's what it is currently, right? I'm saying that system was designed for whatever reason, and that's what we've been following. And I just think that the people, the United States people, decided collectively, all states decided collectively, whether you agree or not, because then again, we're going into conspiracy theories. We're talking about just facts of what has transpired. A lot of people wanted to change. They felt like it was a need to change. They felt like, again, the main thing for me is, again, the people that I've seen, even people that I know that are Republican and they're boisterous about it, or then their tune has changed, where it's like, yeah, no, that's like that doesn't make sense. Like this doesn't even feel presidential. Like even his exit. Even his exit right now, to your point, Nas, like they're not, it doesn't really look that good. This whole run hasn't really been presidential. And so maybe it's just time for a change. We tried Trump. Okay. Maybe it worked out, maybe it didn't. We don't know yet. But again, America voted. And I think we should just go with that. And then if that doesn't work, figure it out and go from there.
Brandon, can I jump in?
Go ahead.
Okay. So you mentioned the lesser of two evils, right?
I said by perspective. Let's be clear, because we will not mix words this time. I said depending on how you look at it and how you view it. However you view that.
Brandon, I'm not trying to mix up your words. I'm not trying to trap you in anything.
I just want to be clear. I just want to be clear.
Okay. You mentioned the lesser of two evils.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that a lot of people mention. If you were to go into, I'm not talking about you specifically, I'm talking about people. If you were to go into a grocery store and you wanted cereal, but all of the cereal on the shelf that they have available, you've tried before and it's disgusting and you hate it. You're not just gonna buy the least bad one because you want cereal. You're gonna hold on to your money. Our vote is our money. Hold on to it until something comes around that you like. Now
but
that's one. Now that's one thing.
We've had that conversation. That's what I'm saying. We've had that though. We know that stance. Bring me something else.
So that's one thing. So that's one thing. So I want to ask you, Brandon, personally, does Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's past concern you at all? And if it does concern you, how? It doesn't concern you.
No.
So the 94 crime bill doesn't concern you. Joe Biden brags about writing that. He had to drop out of one election in the past because he said you can't even walk into Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent.
Let me ask you a question.
Hold on, let me keep on going.
It's a simple question.
Hold on.
You don't have to.
I'm sorry,
I know where you're going.
I let you talk for like 5 minutes.
Go.
Let me finish.
Rock out.
So
go.
Kamala Harris, the top cop, she has targeted Black people. She pushed for death penalty on a man where there was DNA evidence that would have indicated him. Mm-hmm. I'm going to ask you again. Their past doesn't concern you at all?
I'm going to say again, no. And okay. I'm going to counter you with this question. Have you ever stolen something out of a store as a kid? Have you ever cheated on a test? Have you ever cheated on your significant other? Have you ever lied to your mom? Have you ever done any of these things? I'm asking you a very simple question. Just answer yes or no.
Yes,
okay, then does that make you a cheater, a liar, a thief? No, people can change.
I believe in moments.
No.
Hold on.
So now you guys get to
Let me just
talk.
get this real quick, man.
Can I talk?
I
was in the middle of speaking.
Yeah, you can't talk after this. Hold on.
No, I was in the middle of speaking. I was in the middle of speaking. What I'm simply saying is Brandon Hall, I believe in change. Nothing that y'all can say for me, because I feel like the moment we lose that, the moment we lose hope for change, for adaptation, we lose ourselves. We lose humanity. We lose the
Nas, before you go, let me just say something.
Can I finish what I'm saying?
No, Nas is about to cut you off. I wanted to cut off Nas before he cut you off.
Now you see how y'all just, all right, go ahead, man. Like, this is what I'm talking about. When I try to get a word and you guys will just jump on me with all this political stuff, y'all are missing the point. Like, what I'm simply
Brandon,
saying
we're not attacking you, just so you know.
You both are. You both, the moment I started speaking, both said, oh my God, let me get him. No, this ain't.
I didn't say let me get him.
No, your
well,
behavior,
one second, wait,
and your body language. Your body language.
All right,
is
I'm
what
gonna step in and moderate this. So, Brandon, you have anything else to say? I'm gonna give you another 2 minutes if you do.
Listen, no. What I'm gonna say is, regardless of however you want to spin it, I'm not. If I hold someone to their past, that means I can hold everyone else to their past, and it's just that simple. You're not. Everyone makes mistakes. We don't know what the circumstances were, and that could be for Trump too. We don't know anything. Like, let's stop assuming. Let's stop being the judge and the jury as civilians just because of some high level shit that our budgets and our pay grades can't even afford. Like, let's really talk about it. The fact is that for me, regardless of whatever you say, that your past and this past doesn't concern me, no, because I am a person that is optimistic. I'm a person that believes in change. I'm a person that believes in reform. That's the same thing. If you tell me a person that's locked up right now because he committed murder in self-defense, he's now labeled a murderer. No, like this thing you gotta about. And for me, I believe in change. I believe in reform. I believe that if in order for us to even move forward, we have to have some hope and start to change our thinking to figure out how we can start to live our lives as U.S. citizens and versus red versus blue. And that's in gang violence, that's in states, that's in political view, like that's everything. That's in cops versus, like, it's across the board. Like, at what
how could he be racist in self-defense though? How was he racist in self-defense?
Okay, well, if now, since you want to throw these little semantics out because you love to do this, has there ever been a time where you've been assaulted or verbally assaulted by someone that was white or whatever creed you want to say, and you didn't spew out something else just because you felt the way? Like, what are you talking about?
Brandon,
people are human.
In your analogy, hold on, time out.
This camera.
That was fire. And I said time out, and then it gave the time out.
And then it gave the time out. Go.
That was fire. So, so all I'm saying, and I'm not attacking you. All I'm saying is that it sounds like Biden and Harris are getting a pass for racism, and Trump is not. Now, if you don't want to give Trump a pass for racism, that is fine. And if for whatever reason you could look at Biden and Harris's past and be fine with it, no judgment. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I personally can't do that. Nas.
And that's okay.
No, the only thing I was going to say was it seems as if Brandon and I maybe I'm labeling him wrong because I had him speaking for all of the Democrats, and that's wrong of me, but he's not judging Kamala and Joe on their past, but Trump gets judged on his past.
That's not what I said.
I just said, Brandon,
I just
said.
Go ahead, Nas, go ahead.
I just said that was wrong of me, Brandon.
No, I know. I'm saying I was actually aligning with you. I wasn't trying to say that you were saying that about me. I'm saying, yeah, that's not what I'm saying. But yeah, you're right. I just didn't get to get there because again, you guys started jumping. So,
yeah, man. No, but that's all I was saying, man. I didn't vote for either one of them. Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, I didn't partake, and this is the second time since I've been eligible to vote that I didn't exercise my right because I don't believe in the candidates. Again, if Andrew Yang was there, I said that right, Chris? Andrew Yang, Andrew Yang and Tulsi Gabbard were there, I promise you, I would have voted for them too. Yeah, because I think one, Andrew has the intellect and the mind to be a great leader, and I like the fact that Tulsi she's borderline conservative. She's borderline. Right? She's like a conservative Democrat.
She plays in both lots, considering her views on policies and her views on just government officials and how they handle things. Like if you see how she approaches certain topics. So I like both of them, and I agree with that. I do agree with that.
Wait,
and not for nothing. I'll go.
No, I wanted Nas and Wylson like really flesh out this thought. By abstaining to vote,
that's what I was about to go back to. By
abstaining to vote, wouldn't the winner be chosen regardless? So by having a voice to choose, you have some power. By abstaining, a winner's gonna be chosen with or without your voice.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly, Chris.
I want you guys.
Well, that's true. But if both, okay, so both candidates are racist, and I'm black, I'm not going to vote for you. For me to vote for you, that means that I'm pretty much co-signing you. That's number one. Number two, if I were to vote, out of those four people, Trump and Pence are the only two that haven't actively done things to hurt black people legally. Legally. The only people that put things in the actual process in the system were Biden and Harris. So by me not voting, I'm holding my vote because my vote has to mean something. I have to get something for it. Voting for either one of these, oh, I was about to curse. Voting for any of these a-holes.
What is this? What's happening? You can curse on
Since when can we curse? Since when can we curse on grassroots? I thought we stopped that.
What are you talking about?
Did I miss the memo, Nas?
No.
Did I miss that memo?
Oh, go ahead.
Anyhow you put it.
I don't know.
That's why I'm not going to throw away my vote.
Simply, hold on. Let me just answer Chris real quick. To kind of back what Wylson was saying, my vote, man, is valuable to me. And I'm not just going to vote for anything just because the masses are doing it. And I don't want to keep beating a dead horse, and because Wylson already, put words to it. But I know I don't like Trump. I think that he did like a C- if we were going to give it a passing grade, maybe even a D+ as a president. Biden, I'm not a big fan of that 94 crime bill because he was talking about me, Brandon, and Wylson. That's who that ultimately affected, is people in our generation. Kamala Harris
talking about the racial jungle, but go on.
Right. Kamala Harris was they throwing out basketball numbers out there in California. Death penalty, like that's not something I can get behind. And granted, people can change, and you shouldn't be judged solely based off of your actions in the past.
And that's all I'm saying.
However,
and that's what we're doing right now, presently.
However, I don't believe strongly in them as presidential candidates and VP candidates.
Let me be clear. I agree with you guys. Like, again, I've been vocal on this show saying it's the two evils. I believe just politics in general is just evil. Like, there's so much corruption in it. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, it's like, okay, you gotta pick one. To Chris's point, like, I feel like if you do nothing, and then I'm not judging, because I also respect not doing anything too. I just don't feel like there's enough people to not do anything. Does that make sense? Like, if there was a collective where, let's say if there was some sort of petition where you can sign, you know what I'm saying? And this petition garnered 80 million votes and said, hey, if we can get you 80 million people to not vote, oh yeah, I would be on that train, because then again, I would believe that real change would happen. But I got to live in the real. I got to live in the now. I got to live in the present. I got to live in what I can control and what I cannot control. And the controllable for me is that I'm looking at two situations. And I'm also looking at the fact that, hey, we're currently hurting. And there's other policies that are coming in that could hurt us and our children long term. Again, for both sides, right? But America as a whole, I think everyone felt it. Like, did you guys, and even for you, Nas, you're a parent. You wasn't happy waking up this morning knowing that they weren't gonna, cut certain funding for children and for kids and even for elderly people with their Medicaid. Like, you weren't happy. You weren't like, no, as a parent.
No, I don't believe in that narrative. What's that brother on CNN that woke up? It's easier to be a parent this morning than it was. Miss me with all that bullshit. Okay, miss me with all that Disney fairy tale. It's just so it's easier now that Joe Biden come on and stop, please, just stop. No, because you know what? I'm too broke. Let me just be honest with the people out there. I don't make enough money to be affected by Biden and Trump's policies. My everyday life is not going to change. It didn't change dramatically when Trump was in office. It didn't change dramatically when Barack Obama, when good old Barry was in office. My everyday life is not going to change. I don't make enough money. Simply put, I'm a working Joe like everybody else. So Joe Biden can get up there and say, listen, Jack, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I got to look out for mine. Thank God I have a job that provides me with health care. Mm-hmm. But other than that, my everyday life doesn't change. The coffee's still going to be expensive. My groceries are still going to be hella expensive. Car insurance people don't give a damn who's president. I'm sorry, man. And then I'm sorry to burst your bubble. The CNN, MSNBC, fairy tale, and everybody's singing "Kumbaya" and holding hands, and everybody's joined in on a jerk circle. I wasn't there. I didn't get that memo.
That's so crazy to me, though. Like, I just, I don't know. I appreciate that. I'm not judging y'all. Like, I don't care. What I'm saying though, for me, it just feel like it's almost like when you look like you in a fight. Not when you look like when you're in a fist fight. When you get punched in the face, you're not gonna just stand there.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying.
Who hit you?
But what I'm saying is, Americans feel like they've been punched in the face. Republicans feel like they've been punched in the face. That's all I'm saying. Listen, that's all I'm saying. Just feel what I'm saying. Americans and Republicans, states flipped. States that have been strong, Republican-wise, flipped. That speaks volumes. No matter.
Yeah, it does.
And that's all I'm saying.
Demographics are changing.
They are. I agree with you. I'm not saying I know a bunch of people that left New York and moved to LA or Atlanta. Like, I understand all of that. I'm just saying it wasn't that much of a shift that shifted the entire United States. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a big, in history, it's always something massive when it comes to things like this. And this is massive. For them to take a chance, United States citizens, for them to take a chance on the first female president, VP, sorry. And then Biden, again, because everyone was concerned with his health and his age. The next runner-up ideally would be Kamala Harris. This is the first time in history where not only it's a woman is the vice president, but way early on, as she just came into being the vice president, she's the front runner to become the president. That's a big risk that United States has taken, and I think it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's transcending us. It's going to transcend us. It's going to transcend us if we start to take some risks on things that may have not looked good or may have not been so appealing or sexy. Like, there's things that need to change. We need to start taking some risk. And while, everyone has a past, there still is a present that you could build and people could change. And I just think, why not? Let's go for it. We've tried crazier things. We've had Nixons of the world. We've had presidential scandals with sleeping with people. We've had
all of them slept with somebody, man.
But that's what I'm saying. There's and that was my point in I think it was like episode 188 or whatever it was. It's that there's always going to be something. And I think there's no way to avoid it. But I wanted to segue too. Because we talked about Dave Chappelle, right? Dave Chappelle did SNL.
He's the GOAT.
Real quick, before you go there, let me just take it here real quick. A big initiative of Trump's was the vaccine, right? Now he's out of office, and conspiracy theory land. Do you guys trust the evil Bill Gates? Because Trump was trying to beat Bill Gates to the vaccine.
The evil Bill Gates.
Yeah, like I don't know about that. I'm not calling him evil. Like, I'm not getting into this. Is not a conspiracy theorist podcast. We're not gonna keep doing that. Like, this is not conspiracy theory. We're not, like, I hate it. And I'm a big conspiracy theorist. I watch all of that crazy shit. But no, we're not doing that. Like, it don't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Okay.
I'm just saying, it don't make sense. Where do we go with that? With that, really think about it. Like where that conversation, all of that, with all of our the way we all think. Well, this podcast could go for like 5 hours.
So you haven't heard anything about like Bill Gates' vaccine or anything like that?
Of course, come on. Who are you talking to? Of course I know. Of course I know what you're saying.
So
I'm just saying,
you just don't have an opinion on it.
Not right now, because again, that can change this. We have a show to do.
That can go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, like that's a 5 hour. Yeah, like that's a 5 hour show.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
but listen, I'm with y'all. Y'all keep thinking it's beef. It's no beef.
What are you, Brandon? What are you talking about? I was just talking about Bill Gates.
Hold on.
What are you talking about?
And this is why I'm saying I just proved my point because Olesa was y'all and Chris didn't say nothing because he knew I wasn't talking to him. Y'all both jumped me. Gotcha.
Well, Chris,
look,
Chris is the moderator. Chris is the moderator.
It doesn't matter. Y'all beef with the moderator. I was moderating last week or a week before last, and y'all beef with me. I can't win.
But
I can't win.
I was looking at that Chappelle monologue. And I really do hate this woke crowd because he was killing it up there, and everybody was like quiet. Like, oh, should I laugh at that? Yeah, one of his jokes was like, I've been bought and sold more than my great grandfather. Nobody laughed. I thought that joke was hilarious. Now everybody got quiet.
Let me. Can I say something?
Yeah.
And Naj, you should know better than this. Come on, man. Me and you both are comedy guys, man. You know how this goes. What's the first thing you got to worry about when you're going on stage and you're trying a new bit? Couldn't you tell that was a new bit? He hadn't tried that. You could see where he was nervous. You could see where after he said it, he said, and I think because he wasn't confident in just saying that joke the way he normally would say it, it didn't go off the way it was supposed to. It went off nervous. It went off nervous. Look at his face. I'm telling you, look at his face.
No, B. He knew exactly. Listen, we're talking about Chappelle here, man. We're talking about the MJ, Wayne Gretzky, man.
Listen, I'm with you. Right. I'm with you. You know how I feel. I love Dave Chappelle. You know how I feel, man. But I'm keeping it a buck. Keeping it a buck. Now, did he pick it up at the end? I think it was great recovery. Amazing recovery.
That was the crowd, bro. That crowd was soft. SAWFT.
I agree with you, but again, I think also because comics have to give off a certain type of, I guess for lack of a better word, they got to give off a certain type of I don't give a fuck. Like Dave gives that off. He starts off. You could see. Listen, I wanted to turn my TV right here. I have a little TV. I was gonna play the Chappelle Show thing so we could walk through it. I'm gonna do that, but. What I'm saying is you could see when Dave got up there, you could see he was nervous. I looked at his face. As soon as I saw it, I said, no, something's different.
No, you ain't say that. Stop lying.
Just listen. I'm telling you, man, y'all don't respect me, man. I don't get no respect, man. I'm trying to tell you something. As soon as I saw it after the first joke, no, not even. Right after he said, I don't know if you guys can tell I'm nervous. He didn't even finish his sentence. He cut himself off. But that was one. Listen, let me finish. That was one. Two was after he said the joke, you could see. Normally, he looks around. If you look how Dave Chappelle performs, I've studied this guy. Normally, when he tries new bits, or normally when he says these really controversial jokes or bits, rather, he normally will do post checks with the crowd. That's a good comic will do that. You know, you take a step back and you see what's happening. You see, okay, did they laugh? Did they not laugh? Who got offended? Should I say something? Should I not say something? How do I clean it up? He did that. If you look at his reaction after he said it, you could see a difference in Dave's face. Look at that. Just hear what I'm saying. Look at that facial expression and that reaction to it versus what was the last special that he did on Netflix that was really good when he had the army jumpsuit on.
The art of spin.
Artist, yes, thank you.
I thought it was
now look when he let up that joke, the joke about oh my God, you know, you guys can't do anything, and if I'm gonna kill you if you say anything about gay people. You remember that bit, right? And then he said, you know what that was? That was you people. And everyone laughed just because he was super confident. And then he took a step back, and then you could see where he was feeling out the crowd and he was comfortable. You could see in this one, he was uncomfortable just because he knew what he was going to say had that much power. That's what I mean, Nas. That's what I mean. The power that he swayed that room, it was uncomfortable even for him, but he knew he had to say it. That's why Dave Chappelle will forever be a legend to me. Forever.
Oh no, I still go with it. Simply put, I think the crowd was soft.
And the crowd was soft, and he called them out for being soft. Like,
I think that's what it was, man.
This like is SNL. This guy was just there. That's the other thing I was thinking about. Who was just there the week prior to?
Bill Burr. You talking about Bill Burr?
Bill Burr was just there.
Yeah, and they tried to kill him.
And they tried to, but that's what I'm saying. They tried to kill Bill Burr. Like, and I'm sure they're gonna kill Dave, but he doesn't care. But I'm saying, like, Dave says it like he's, and that was the other thing I thought that was important when he was talking about Trump, and he said, you know, he's the funniest something, whatever he said, and he said, you know, I'm a comedian. I'm supposed to say that shit. Like, you're not supposed to say that. That was the
Kung Flu.
Yeah, the Kung Flu. He was like, yo, that was funny. Like, that was some funny shit, but you're not supposed to say that. Like, I just think he knows those things. And I just think this one was a little different for him. It was a little different for him. I think it was a little different for him. And I just think he knew, like, he just knew that this one was going to be different. And I think even at the end of his whole bit, I think that he
oh shit,
I think that he felt relieved. He felt like, all right, I got it out. No matter how it went off or how it was received, I got it off. That
shit was funny. That shit is funny that Trump said that shit. He's the president. He's not supposed to say.
Yeah, like when he said that, I was like, yo, he's actually right. Like, that's a really bad joke to make as a president. Like, why would you say that? And I don't even know if it was a joke, but that's like, why would you say that? Like, ew.
And Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben skit was funny though.
Yeah.
That joke was hilarious.
That was funny.
Seriously, America. Look at Pete Davidson's
lips. I was like, yo, Dave Chappelle's nuts, man. He's nuts.
What do you guys think about the decision for NBC to leave him uncensored and just let him just go off?
He was going to do it anyway.
You beat me right to it. Now, he was going to do it. You can see when he walked up on the stage. That's all I keep saying. Look, for everyone looking at this, right? Go on YouTube and go look at Dave when he gets on the stage. His energy was different. Look at his face. Look at how he was moving. Look at how he was talking. It was different. I think he also knew that because they were leaving him uncensored, that you were going to hear a lot of things on there, and he knew that it was going to be risque. And I think trying them out, and I think even when I play it back in my head, even him, he says to himself, he says, I'm nervous. And then he cuts it. He cuts himself, man. He knew that it was like, no, let me just do it. It was a jump out the window moment. And it was just, to Nas's point, it was with a soft crowd. Man.
Yo, Wilson, what do you think, man?
I mean, I thought it was brilliant. It was a great monologue, hilarious. And the skits was all right too. Mm-hmm. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And I also love the fact that he wore the same suit the entire show. That was fire. You could tell that was his demand. When the last time he came, he was probably like, yo, I hate changing. Then he was like, if I do it again, I just want to wear one outfit, no changing. We got to make the skits work around that.
That's a Wilson demand for sure.
Yeah, that's what he did. That's definitely Wilson demand. I don't even think that was Dave's. I don't think that was Dave's demand, but now because it's gonna be because of Wilson, 100%.
Yeah, that's something Wilson would definitely do. Nah, I'm not changing it.
I'm not changing. I want this color merch, and I want the logo on the right, not the left, because it symbolizes some other crazy shit.
Well, the law of nature dictates that.
Shoot, you see what I'm saying? Hold on. We got to give hip hop flowers. Inductees, rock and roll inductees. Notorious B.I.G., obviously Diddy, Nas, and so who's the last person, Chris?
You're welcome. Biggie.
I said that in the beginning.
Diddy, Nas, and Jay.
And Jay, that's what it was. I know we said Jay before, and when it first came out with him, but
Oh,
yeah,
and Whitney.
man. I
And Whitney.
like. Oh, Whitney is in there.
Yep.
One of my favorite artists of all time. I'll take it. Our Mount Rushmore of sorts has made it to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. How do we?
They should just change that thing to the Music Hall of Fame, really.
That's what I think.
Nah,
too.
it
That's
could
what I
still
think, too.
be. It could still be the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Black people created the term rock and roll. It used to be slang for sex. So.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Still
It's
us
like a little
anyway.
rainbow. The more you know.
Yeah,
It was slang for sex.
You're stupid.
They used to say, because they used to have like church on the weekends or whatever. So on Saturday nights, they would try to rock and roll.
Correct.
That's what they
We got to bring that term back. We got to bring that. We got to bring that back.
I've been rocking and rolling for years on it.
Papa was a rolling stone.
Facts.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I'm okay with that name.
Yeah.
Because it's ours anyway. So
Quick
everybody's
correction.
included.
Wait, quick correction on that. It's just big. He's being honored by Jay, Nas, and Diddy. They're presenting for him.
Wait,
So
say
is
that
it-
again. You cut up.
Oh, it's let me correct that. It's Big just being inducted. He's being honored by Jay, Nas, and Diddy. So they're honoring him, but only
Gotcha.
Biggie's making it into the Hall of Fame.
Hold up.
Gotcha. But
Yeah.
Hold on.
No. Hove was inducted. Hove was inducted. No.
Yeah, Hove's already
Hove
in
was-
it.
Yeah, maybe previously, but just
yeah.
this year.
No, so
Hold
that's what
on.
I'm saying. And then check for Nas. I thought this completes our Mount Rushmore.
Nah, I don't think
No?
Nas is in there.
No, Nas is
not?
not in there yet.
Nah.
Nah.
But I just want to point out a quick little stunt in Chris's background. I don't know if you guys peeped that or not. That young man does not have a TV in his bedroom, but a projector.
I know.
I
I
just
saw
went.
it. I saw it. I didn't want to make it hot for Chris. I didn't want to make it hot. He's got a nice big wall with a nice fancy projector. I didn't want to say anything, but I see you, Chris.
I see Chris is rocking minimalist vibes in there.
You know, I take my home entertainment very seriously.
Yeah, I see what you're doing.
I'm not mad.
Yo,
at
can you play
How-
video games on
I
that?
was yeah, you
Yes,
can.
you can. Yes,
How is gaming on that thing over there?
It's very nice, very clear.
It's a nice little stunt right there, Chris.
Yeah.
I mean, you noticed it. I just it's just out. It's just out there.
How it's just propped right here, just like this, sitting here in the audio, like, oh hey guys. Oh man. What else is there? What else is there to talk about real quick before we get out of here? Did anyone else?
It's nothing really nothing trending right now, player.
Actually, I'll bring it back to the election talk just real quick, just because we've seen the highest voter turnout this year in this election cycle. Are you more optimistic? Yeah, are you more optimistic or more pessimistic in the fact that that people are more involved in politics, or maybe even more involved in the on the local level? Like, where do you think the outlook of people's interest in politics are?
Good question. That's a good question. I want to say I'm so big on 50-50, and I hate being 50-50, but me personally, I'm 50-50. I'm 50-50. Like I said, I'm for giving it a shot and seeing if there's some change. Anything else, if there's no change, then it's just manipulation. Period. I'm a firm believer of that. Like, Americans have addressed their concerns. He's that the new president and vice president have addressed those concerns in their first speech, addressing the nation as owning the house per se. And I'm okay, great. Now let's see what you're going to do with it. That's all it is for me. Same thing for Trump. Like, when Trump came into office, remember, and I don't remember what episode that was, but go back and check it. But I said, okay, well, we're here now. Let's give him a chance. He's a good businessman. You can't take that away from him. Like, he knows how to do business. He's the only president that is a millionaire. Like, he knows how to do business. So, for me, I was optimistic in thinking, things would change in that scope. I'm taking that same energy with Biden Harris. That's how I feel.
I think it was a huge voter turnout because the media pumped fear into America for the last 4 years. So once it came time to vote, everybody was up in arms, and they got out there and they did it, got it done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
I don't think that we're going to be more political in the future. I think there's going to be a drop off next year. Unless something crazy happens.
I agree with that though. Only just because I saw the drop off with Obama too, and then in the Obama administration. But even me myself, I dropped off just because I feel like we all got comfortable. I don't plan on dropping off this time. I feel like you got to pay attention. We kind of sat with our hands on and didn't do anything and didn't pay attention, and things happen. And I think that you can't. So you have to pay attention now. You really should have no choice to, because we can go through whatever other crazy circumstances again, even in the same presidential run. You just never know. So you just got to pay attention.
I would say we need an amendment to the Constitution. That was my honest opinion. I think the first Monday and first Tuesday in November need to be reserved for elections. I think non-essential workers need the day off so we can get the highest voter turnout, because clearly what this election has shown me was mail-in ballots it doesn't work. I personally don't think it works. And I know we don't want to get into conspiracy thing. However, I think people finding 60,000, 115,000, 6,000 mail-in ballots that were misplaced, then mixing in the ballots with ballots that are freshly cast, it's ripe for malfeasance. So that's what I think. Sir. We need an amendment. We need an amendment to ratify that.
So what I'm really interested to see is CNN broadcasts from now on, because no president is perfect, and they've literally spent the last 4 years gaslighting fragile minds. So I want to see how they report on Biden's administration.
Me too.
That's going to be interesting.
Me too. Like I agree with you. I don't think it's all sugar and roses, man. It's not. Like I'm just trying to be optimistic. I'm hoping for change. And I think we have to all kind of keep that. Like the moment we lose hope in hope, nah, we're done off at that point. We're not gonna go far in anything. That could be hope in getting a new job. That could be hope in getting the car you want. It could be hope in achieving whatever goal you set. Like the moment you lose hope, you lose it, and so you can't think like that. So, I guess that's it. I wanted to say something else, but I can't remember. But whatever. Outside, guys. I felt like this was a great conversation. Let us know what you guys think out there. Should you vote? Did you vote? What do you think about a lot of the topics that we talked about in terms of the voting structure? Should that be changed? Should we start to think about maybe restructuring our government and how we enforce our policies? And let us know what you guys think in the comments, as well as reach out to us, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, pretty much everywhere. And that is it for today. I am Brandon, Killabh Hall.
I am the regular Nas.
I'm Wylson.
And I'm Chris. Peace.
Hey, Chris, I meant to tell you, you got to start signing out as like Chris Bops.
Chris Bops.
That's fire. Thank
Facts.
you. All right, we out.
That's
Peace.